Hello, Scorpio. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead, my friends. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. If you are someone who has been here before, you'll know that I'm always reading for the week ahead. And anytime that you find this reading, whether it's today, tomorrow, or next year, it's always going to be for the week ahead. If you are somebody who's new and you've never been here before, welcome, welcome. And I hope that you'll hit that subscription button. It's right in the corner where it's always been. Hit the bell button. You'll know when I'm uploading for water signs. It is generally on a Tuesday. But, you know, sometimes I can get out of step with that schedule depending on what's going on in my life. All right, what do we got here? We're starting already. We've got time to let go. What are you letting go of, Scorpio? It's time for you to let go, my friend. It says card number 31 is a 4. I'm going to say that whatever you're about to let go of, Scorpio, don't be scared because it's going to give you balance. We've got the groundhog spirit and time to let go. It does feel like, yeah, with card 31, I'm going to say there is something here that you've been hanging on to. It might be love. This little groundhog has a heart in its hand. You might be holding on to a love situation that you know is not working for you, is not, yeah, it does feel like it might be something to do with love. It could be a relationship. Look, when I say love and there's a heart, it could be anything. Could be a friend, could be family member, could be romantic love. Take it as it resonates for you. Bottom of the deck here, we have see the big picture. There's something you're missing. It's time to let go. There's something you're missing. Maybe you're missing the fact that it's over. Maybe you're holding on because of loyalty, because you're super loyal, right? We do have card number 29, which is an 11. So I wonder if you're getting synchronicities, if you're seeing synchronicities, like in terms of numbers on places, like sometimes on the clock, but maybe other places now. Maybe those synchronicities are showing up in places you wouldn't expect, like on cars, tags on cars, or on buildings, side of buildings. But it feels like the giraffe spirit tells me that you're about to see things from the top down. You're about to get the bird's eye view of what's going on here, the tall giraffe, right? And it says seeing the big picture. The giraffe sees more than the rest of us, right? And so I feel like that you're going to see something clearer than you saw before, and I feel like it's about a relationship. That's what it feels like. Let's get a couple of these cards here. Let's find out what else is going on for you, Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Scorpio, please. What else do we need to know? If you are someone who's always here, clicking, viewing, subscribing, all of that stuff, thank you so much. I do appreciate you growing this tribe. Oh, okay. Well, we've got Harmony. That is the Lover's card in the tarot. So we do have card number 6. So we can surmise that maybe this is someone that you have been or had been. I don't know if it's present or past, but there's been a harmonious connection here. Somebody who at maybe now or whatever time, because I feel like feels like this is what you might be letting go of, honestly. Tell me more about Harmony. Yeah, you're moving on, my friend. Because of the devil energy, because of temptation. You had a firm foundation, that's the thing. There was a firm foundation here, and I feel like there was harmony in this relationship, but now we've got moving on. And we've got temptation. It almost feels as if a third party came along. Maybe that's for some of you, not all of you, but temptation. It feels like somebody was tempted by the flesh or tempted by material things, or there is some sort of something that is pulling someone away, moving on. So I don't know if necessarily you're the one that's moving on, but I think somebody else might be moving on. It doesn't necessarily have to be you. But I want to say that you need to let it go. Whenever, it doesn't matter what the situation is. Look, whatever the situation is that comes up in your life and people don't want to stay in your life, let it go. Let the job go, let the person go, let the situation go. If it wants to leave, you need to get out of the doorway and quit playing traffic cop here. You can't be hanging on to people telling them to stay, because that's when the hard stuff starts. When you decide that you just don't want to let go of somebody, that's when it crashes and burns. So I feel like you are moving on. I feel like maybe it's not you, maybe it's someone else. We'll get more cards on it here and find out what's going on. But I think I think that you were in a firm foundation with a lot of material harvest, but then somebody has some sort of realization. It says triumphant success, and it feels like for a time there was success here, but then your third eye opened. You see something that you didn't see before. That's what it feels like here. All right, let's get one more card, and then we'll get to the tarot for you here. Tell me about Scorpio. What else does Scorpio need to know? What other energies do you have for Scorpio, please? Tell me about Scorpio. Something flipped. Acceptance. And look, it is the third eye energy. That we've got violet all over the place, right? We've also got yellow and green. It says acceptance. It says, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. Look, it's all pointing to something being over. Whether it's a friendship or a love ship, it has to do with love. It's time for you to let it go. You have to accept it for what it is. Acceptance, the radical acceptance of the present moment. You cannot move any further than this unless you accept the situation for what it really is. I want to say that there is something that's on your heart. We got a little bit of green here. We've got a little bit of blue. It feels like there's something on your heart that you want to speak about. You're learning to accept the things that you cannot change. Somebody might be moving on from you. It could be that. Or maybe you're the one moving on. Bottom of the deck, we have self-esteem. Do it for you. Do it for the self-esteem. It says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So I feel like you need to do it for your own self-esteem. You need to let go, my friend. Let's get some tarot and find out what else is going on here. Tell me more about what's going on here, please, for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Temptation. Somebody, I feel like it's somebody who's moving on from you that is being tempted by another. I just got the song in my head. I don't know who sings it. Somebody's going to have to tell me in the comments. Tempted by the fruit of another. Yeah, that's the song I'm hearing. What's been going on since you've been gone? Tempted by the fruit of another. That's what it feels like here. Tell me more about Scorpio. What else does Scorpio need to know, please? What does the tarot have to tell Scorpio? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Scorpio, if you're interested in a private read, please look in the above the comment section. I've pinned a note there that tells you that I've got a 10% off sale until the 30th of June. All the information is there, including the link to Wizio if you're interested. Let's find out. We've got the Six of Pentacles. You need to make things even. I feel like you've been over-giving, I want to say. I feel like you've been doing all the giving and someone's been doing all the taking. It feels like you're no longer going to beg for something. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles. We've got the Star. We've got hope. Hope that things will work themselves out. Hope that... Tell me about the Star. The Emperor. So I feel like we are talking about you, my friend. It's time for you to take charge of the situation, and it feels like it's like somebody here is not, I'm not going to beg you to stay. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not going to beg you to stay. And the Six of Pentacles is about somebody who is very giving of their time, of their talents, of whatever's going on in the 3D, the house, the home. It's like you've given everything to this person and they've taken it all. And it feels like you're like, you know what, if you're going to go, if that's your wish fulfillment and you've got to go, then I'm not going to beg you to stay, because we do know that on the Six of Pentacles, there are people who are begging, right? There are people who are begging for your help or begging for finances. And I feel like you're no longer going to be begging. I feel like you need to just be hopeful, go with the wish fulfillment. Tell me why the Emperor is here, please. We have the Eight of Wands. Why we have the Eight of Wands, please? Tell me why we have the Eight of Wands. Six of Swords. I feel like there is something that you're going to learn about this week, or probably not this week, sorry, I'm reading for the week ahead. There is something there's information that is coming to you, and it is, again, we've got the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is right here. Somebody's moving on because of a temptation. It feels like you are getting some information, I feel. It feels like there's back and forth, I want to say. That it's like the Emperor is sending messages back and forth with somebody who is about to leave, who's about to go. The Six of Swords is here. Why is the Six of Swords here, please? Or maybe you're telling someone that you're leaving. It could be that too. Tell me who's leaving. Who's leaving, please? Knight of Swords. You could be communicating with a Gemini, telling them that it's time that you're going, or the Gemini could be going. It feels like the calmer water for you is to talk about it, but it feels like this is aggressive information or conversation, or things are moving really quickly, and it feels like you're the one that's taking charge of the situation. So I feel like you were the one that was hopeful it was going to work, but you're not going to beg because you're the damn emperor. You don't need to beg, right? You've got everything that you need. You're the authority. You're the person who's carrying everything, the mortgage, the house, the car. You're the person who's bringing all of the material wealth. You're the authority. You are probably a business owner, and I feel like you probably are telling someone, look, I'm going. I've got to go. Why is that? Why is the Six of Swords here? We've got it twice. We got to address it. It's showing up a couple times, right? Tell me about the Six of Swords. I think you're going to be telling someone that you're going. You've been waiting to say something. You've been waiting for the Six of Swords to appear so you could cut out of this chaos and go to the calm. Tell me about the Three of Wands, please. Tell me about what we've been waiting for here. We've got the Knight of Cups. We've got the Four of Wands. You've been waiting because you've already invested this far. It feels like, Scorpio, that you've already invested this far into something, into a love relationship that possibly we are already engaged, or maybe we're moving to the next level here. But I feel like it's like we got engaged. I'm just going to pull out a scenario because it's in my mind, and Charlie's giving it to me. He's my guide. Charlie's my guide. He's giving me the scenario of somebody who pushes you to the altar. So somebody who demands that I'm giving you a date and a time, you better get an engagement ring on my finger by this time or I'm going. I feel like it almost feels like that kind of situation. And I feel like you did it. I feel like you complied with it. So whether you're the person who gave the ring or accepted the ring, I feel like you were under pressure, whether you're feminine or masculine, whether you gave the ring or accepted the ring. I feel like you feel under pressure now to get married. It might be a Gemini and a Scorpio that we're dealing with here. But it feels like somebody feels like things are going too fast. Eight of Wands, you're pushing me to the altar. First of all, you said that you gave me a date and said, if we're not engaged by this time, this day, I'm going to go. And so I gave you the ring, and now this person's like, well, when are we getting married? It's like you gave them the ring yesterday, and all of a sudden they're planning the wedding for next week or something. It feels like you want to slow down, or you want to wait. You do have romantic feelings for this person, but I feel like things are moving quickly for you, and it's almost as if now that we've come to this place, like it feels like there's still romance here, I want to say, and we have moved in with each other, but now we got to have some sort of a talk, because it feels like somebody here doesn't, once they finally got the ring, it's like now all of a sudden you don't want to get married, or you don't want to move in, or it feels like somebody wanted the hardware. That's what it feels like here. Tell me about the Six of Pentacles here. Why is the Six of Pentacles here, please? Because of the Sun, you saw everything for what it was. You had some sort of a breakthrough that you were the person doing all the giving and they were the person doing all the taking. We have the Five of Cups. Yeah, it's a realization. Look, I do believe that on the bottom of this deck, didn't we see? Triumphant success and awareness. There it is, the third eye, right? It feels like the third eye is opened here. I want to say you've had some sort of a realization or breakthrough with the Sun energy here. The Sun comes out and you can see everything clearly for what it is. And I feel like what you're seeing is making you sad. I think that you were hopeful that things were going to move forward because the Eight of Wands were here. But I feel like somebody decides they're going to cut out. It might be a Gemini. It feels like somebody decides that, well, now that I've got the ring, now we can slow down. I don't know if I want to move in just yet. It's like somebody is like, Gemini energy. It can be back and forth, right? Feminine or masculine. It's like Gemini is notorious for not really being able to make a decision, or making a decision and then going back on it, or turning it around and going the other way, or making their own decision. It's kind of aggressive though. That's what it feels like. And it feels like it caught you by surprise because the Six of Swords is here with the Ace of Swords, and that's 7. So it feels like it caught you by surprise. You didn't expect it. It was something that was under the surface. You thought everything was going fine, but I think that you finally see this situation for what it is, and now you know that you're in this situation. Now what do we do with the Five of Cups? We make a decision. We make a really big decision that's going to change everything. The Judgment card tells me that the reason you were holding back or waiting is because you didn't want to have to make the decision. You wanted this person to do the right thing. You wanted this to move forward from romance to marriage. That's what you wanted. And I feel like you were waiting for someone else to be okay with it, or you were somebody was waiting, first of all, to get the ring, but once they did, it's like now they don't want to, then now they want to have a talk. It's like once they got the hardware on the hand, now they want to have a talk. They don't want to move forward to whatever the next step is here. So we have Judgment here, and I feel like this energy is about going over details about whether or not we want to, is this worth resurrecting here? I think it's your decision, because the Judgment card is touching the Aquarius energy here, the Star and the Emperor. I feel like this is at a time in your life when you're really having a lot of success, and so it almost feels like with the Star that maybe you're having public success, Scorpio, that maybe it's a public thing. And if it's not public, like I mean online or on TV, if it's not that public, it might be like public in the workplace, or that you own these businesses and you're kind of a public figure. That's what it feels like. So you're trying to make decisions that are good for you, good for everyone, that's not going to rock your business. We've got the Chariot, and we've got the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, the Chariot here is telling me that things are moving way too fast, that you have to make a quick decision about what you're going to do. The 8 of Pentacles is here. That tells me that you've got to put some work in here. Like there has to, a resolution needs to show up here. It's like you've worked so hard on this situation to get this person in your life and on the path that you wanted them on. You're the Emperor, so you're the leader, right? You're the leader. You tried to get this person to follow you. It feels like you fell in love. There's romantic feelings here, but it feels like now things are not necessarily going the way you thought they would. It's almost like somebody said, you know what, I'm going to leave if you don't give me the hardware. And once the hardware got on their finger, they're like, okay, well, now we can wait, right? The three of Wands. Now we can wait. And things are redundant here. It feels like we are bored with the situation. It feels like you're 5 and 4 is 9. 9 cups are here. It was happiness, but then all of a sudden it falls into boredom and sadness, regret. Like maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should have waited. Tell me more. We've got the Hanged Man. So now you're looking at things from a different perspective, because the Judgment card is here and you have to make a big decision about what comes next. What do I do? I need justice, right? What do I do in order to get justice? Because it feels like there is a different perspective here. You're not just steamrolling everybody, right? The Emperor is in the upright. This is someone who is a master negotiator. This is the King of Swords and the King of Cups and the King of Wands. This is a master negotiator, right? And I feel like you're into negotiation mode. It's almost like you're in this relationship now that is supposed to be moving in the right direction. And it feels like now this person wants to negotiate. And I feel like you're the master negotiator, but you're like, I don't understand why things are moving in this direction here. It might be because this person thinks you work too much, because the Chariot is here with the 8 of Pentacles. So it might be that they feel like you work too much, or you work really long hours, or that you're never around possibly. But look, when you're with the Emperor, the thing is the Emperor, the reason that they are the Emperor is because we're usually a workaholic, right? That's the King of Wands and the King of Pentacles. I feel like this is somebody, if this is you, I feel like it's you are really working hard to be the star. And it feels like that you need some sort of justice and getting some sort of different perspective. It's like you're trying to do anything you can to save this thing. That's what it feels like. Tell me why justice is here. We do have the High Priestess and the 2 of Cups. We have the Strength card and the 7 of Cups. You're confused about the whole thing. It feels like you do have love for this person, but I feel like your intuition is on high. And it also feels like it's intermittent communication, I want to say. Sometimes this person wants to speak with you, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes this person is happy with you, sometimes they aren't. I'm just pointing at Gemini. I'm just saying, it feels like the Strength card here is telling me that you have to find the courage to get through the confusion. Is this an illusion? Are we really even in love? Like I feel like with this 7 of Cups showing up on the 4 of Wands tells me, is this really a soulmate connection? Like now I'm starting to think about it in a different way, because I'm getting a different perspective, right? Tell me more about this. What is this temptation? That's what I want to know. It feels like somebody's moving on because of a temptation. What's the temptation? It's another love that they didn't tell you about, and now you're carrying around these burdens. So I do feel that it might be that your person is entertaining other people. It feels like it's a temptation of the King of Cups. Love is tempting them from someone else here. Yeah, it's over, my friend. I feel like when you find out about this, that, and please understand, it's not for everybody. It's like the best thing you can do is accept it, and time to let go. That's what I think. The best thing you can do, because it feels like with the Death card here, the Death card is here with the Ten of Wands. It's like you need to put down these burdens. You need to carry on with your life. You need to put down these burdens. It's not going to be easy, my friend. I feel like someone has fallen in love with another, but they're not telling you because the Four of Pentacles is here. And I think the reason that you're holding on is because you can't let go. So you can't let go of the love, and this person is not telling you about something, but I feel like it comes to realization. I feel like you do find out about the other person who is the temptation, and your person, I feel, is moving on to somebody else. After they badgered you about the ring, they badgered you about let's set a date, they badgered you about we're not going to wait 2 years to get married. I feel like they got you to this point, and then there's somebody else that shows up in the picture, and they're not telling you about this person. It feels like when you find out about this person that you will just say, I'm done. I need my justice. There it is. I need my justice in the Lovers. I need you to tell me. I need you to be truthful and honest with me. Is it me you're with, or is it with somebody else? Do you choose me, or do you choose somebody else? Because I feel like there's a lot of love here. I feel like you're still in love with this person, but you're coming at them as the Queen of Swords. I feel like it's you have to be honest and truthful and assertive and not aggressive. I feel like you need to tell this person exactly where you're at and what's going on, and I feel like this person chooses to move on. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you don't see it coming here. I feel like this is, this could be for the week ahead, but it could be further to that as well. It's like what you don't see is that there is going to have to be a really pointed conversation, and it's coming quicker than you think it is, because the King of Swords is here, and the King of Swords is the person that is part of the Emperor energy that is dealing with things head over heart. I'm dealing with it in a legal, clear, concise, transparent, I want the truth kind of way. Tell me what's in the Moon energy. What you don't see is that there's a really big conversation coming up here, and I feel like it's because of this. I feel like somebody is moving on in your life, or in your relationship, or at your job, or something like that. Take it as it resonates for you. But the Ten of Wands in the reverse tells me that this person's been carrying this for a while. Like, it takes a while to get to the 10 Wands. So it feels like this has been going on behind your back for a while. And we've got the Magician. It just shows up here after a really long time. I think it's been going on for a while, my friend. Look, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Take care. Bye-bye.